didn't make a video about this because I really didn't give a shit at all, but Tokon came out. If you don't know, it's the dumb like Marvel Arc System Works game where like they try to make the characters better by making them more like Japanese influenced. And it just like begs the question of like why you just wouldn't make original characters if you were gonna do that. But I suppose if they did that, nobody would care. Like if this was the exact same game with like no with an entirely original cast, not a single person would care about it. But because it's Marvel, like much like with Avatar, you have like Max Dude like coming out day one like soy jacking. You have DSP Gaming making statements that this is the best storyline in any fighting game ever because they got actual comic artists to work on it, as if like comic artists are actually talented human beings. Like, you look at like Tokon, you look at this game and you look at its reception, and you look at how it's failing on PC because, you know, Arc System Works can't make games on PC because they're incompetent. Like, you look at all of this, and what you end up getting is a complete and utter disaster that just speaks volumes to how like the MVC grift is done. Because, like, the narrative back in the day was that, like, MVC2 was, like, the greatest crossover in gaming. You had all these Marvel characters, all these Capcom characters, and, like, that was the big deal. That was, like, the hot shot. That was, like, they were killer, man. Like, that was the biggest, there was never going to be a roster better than this. But, of course, the following year, we got Super Smash Bros. Melee, which stomped it, not only, like, commercially, but also culturally. Like, whatever people think about crossovers and fighting games, they think about Smash Bros., not Marvel. And so, all the attempts at bringing Marvel back, trying to make it relevant with MVC3, with, like, Infinite, and now with Tokon, like, all of them have just like hitting this brick wall because everyone's playing these games, seeing all these Marvel characters, and they're just like slowly starting to realize that like Super Smash Bros. Is a better crossover than this. You know, Super Smash Bros. Is a way better fighting game than this. Like, this is the same exact thing we've been getting for the past 25 years. Like, where is my actual new content? Again, like that's my mindset, like looking at this. Like, that's my mindset looking at like Capcom and like the current state of these games, because like you still see a lot of boomers who think that like MVC3 was good, or that like Capcom can just put out another one and be successful. Like, that's not true anymore. Like, the Marvel thing is over. It's cringe. Nobody cares about any of these characters. They're not interesting. Stan Lee is in the grave. You know, Ditko, like, you know, bowed out like decades ago, right? Like, you have all these guys, you know, like, there's just no talent left. There's no reason to care. There's no reason to stay invested. Like, you look at, like, the Marvel Universe, and you're just like, yeah, all the stories have been told, all the storylines have been concluded, all the attempts at, like, keeping it going indefinitely have failed, right? It's time to just retire these characters, okay? But instead you have these aging, graying, like, boomers coming out, and they're just being like, no, Wolverine's coming to PlayStation. Like, you have, like, them trying to, like, you know, sell you on, like, Spider-Man No Way Home. You have people, like, freaking out and, like, you know, simping over, like, basic bitches and, like, Marvel Rivals, right? You have, like, all these characters, right? You have all this, like, all these things that are happening. And, like, the simple reality is we are at the point where Marvel is not a major draw anymore. People are sick and tired of the brand. There's nowhere for it to go. There's nothing to evolve. There's no more characters to adapt or storylines to cover or, like, versions to, like, convert the story over. It's over, essentially. And what that means is that people are slowly going to drift away and stop caring. Okay, we saw this with like X-Men '97, right? Where we were told that like, oh, this is a continuation of the base '90s cartoon. Oh, like this is the greatest thing on TV right now. Oh, and what happens? It just completely implodes within a couple of like seasons. Okay, nobody's talking about it anymore. And that show was deliberately targeting nostalgia, deliberately trying to get people hyped. And what ends up happening inevitably when they do that is people just go back and watch the older one and realize it was way better. Again, this is like a real problem that like the comic book industry has been having right now. Even if you don't compare Tokon to like the obviously superior like Dragon Ball FighterZ or Guilty Gear Strive or Super Smash Bros. Or ARMS or like Tekken, Street Fighter, like the simple fact of the matter is there are better versions of the same freaking thing with the same freaking characters on like 25-year-old game collections. right? Like, I would much rather go back and play MVC2, an older game that has, like, cultural appeal that's iconic, that's, like, has its, like, place in history, than, like, something like Tokon. Like I don't want to see new games featuring Marvel characters ever, because it ends up just being the same thing over and over and over again with no innovation, and then just them just trying to, like, subvert and destroy, like, our Western culture or whatever. Like, I think in the Wolverine game, like, I think they confirmed that there is no X-Men. So you're telling me that you're gonna produce a game with Wolverine and not have the X-Men in it? Like, I get that Wolverine's, like, the only character that anybody recognizes or cares about from the X-Men, but, like, again, this is kind of my point, because the X-Men as a brand should be something that's, like, constantly introducing new characters, putting them in new storylines, having the characters grow, change, evolve, die even. But, like, the simple fact of the matter is there's no real stakes. Like, nothing like that is ever allowed to happen. It's always going to revert back to the status quo. There is no, like, ability for the brand to grow and evolve in any meaningful capacity. Like, it always has to be the same thing it's always been, even though it no longer makes any sense. In the 80s, making Magneto a Holocaust survivor was, like, this really daring move that gave him a lot of depth and complexity and made him, like, this really sympathetic villain. Now, it's just, like, you look at that and you're just like, how old is this motherfucker? Like, how old is he supposed to be? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's become such an integral part of his character that they can't get rid of it. Like, that's just one example. But, like, X-Men as a brand, and I think a lot of these, like, nostalgic millennial brands, like, they absolutely need to start dying off. Like, we need to have producers straight up come out and say that, like, no, this is it. This is all you're going to be allowed to do. It's over. We're ending the run. We're going to try something new. Like, but it's not going to happen because so many people will just blindly support anything with, like, the Marvel logo stamped onto it. And that's kind of where we're at now, where Tokon is not popular. No one's caring about it. No one's talking about it. No one's playing it. And yet, like, we were supposed to get excited because, like, oh, it's Marvel. Oh, it's a fighting game. Oh, we've never seen this before. Like, play Dragon Ball FighterZ. Okay, play like any of these, like, Nintendo fighting games. Like, play Virtua Fighter. Play anything other than this. It's just my mindset on this. Like, it is absolutely something that we need to talk about more. That, like, the Marvel thing has become a massive stain on Western culture, and we absolutely need to rub it out any way we possibly can. So we're gonna have to get, like, the rubbing alcohol and, like, the power mop or whatever. Like, we're gonna scrub this clean. We're gonna, like, start from scratch. We're gonna make original, fresh, new, exciting characters that you can only find on HarmanSmithBooks.com that far surpass the works of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Check them out on my website at HarmanSmithBooks.com. Thank you for your continued support, and I will see you all next time.